Hey guys, it's Comic Central here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Avengers Infinity War. Let's get into this. Just before we get into the main review, this video has spoilers, major spoilers. So stay out of the comments and don't watch this video if you don't want any spoilers. I didn't have spoilers going into my viewing and it made the movie so much better. Anyway, now onto the review. I think the best way to start this is by saying that this is my favourite MCU movie of all time. And it probably will be for a few years, unless Avengers 4 does beat that. And at the present moment, my favourite movie of all time, which says a lot. This movie exceeded the hype, which was unexpected, and many anticipated it to be either to be bad or just average, but they were definitely wrong. It is amazing. However, this movie might not be enjoyed by people who are not up to date with the Marvel movies, or people who have just jumped on the bandwagon at, say, Doctor Strange. The thing that makes me love this movie so much is that every character felt like they had a reasonable story arc that either finished in this movie and spanned across a few movies, or started and finished in this movie. And that's just the heroes. The villain of this movie, Thanos, made this movie feel like the heroes were under an actual threat, and not just the mindless goons and pointless 3 threat wouldn't have many repercussions. Obviously, the past 2 Avengers movies, they would have had repercussions, but not as on this major scale as what Infinity War was. Marvel Studios took a big gamble with this movie as it is sort of structured like a Marvel comic event rather than a movie, and doesn't follow the traditional Marvel scriptwriting formula. This movie isn't your traditional sense of the word movie, and it is more of an event too. Movie made it feel that the universe was in peril, and if the heroes failed, then the whole universe would pretty much crumble, which they did fail. Now let's get into more depth with Thanos. Where do I start? In my opinion, an opinion that may get some people very angry, but anyway, Thanos is the best comic book villain of all time, even beating Heath Ledger's Joker. I feel this because you can understand Thanos' motives and feel sorry for the character about what he has to achieve his goals. For example, when Thanos had to kill Gamora to get the Soul Stone, you felt for Thanos and it made you feel bad for him. Just a quick side note, the fact that Red Skull is alive and it is confirmed now, and he is just chilling on a planet with the Soul Stone the whole time up to the event of this movie, it's just great. Now the ending. Thanos won. That is incredible. It seemed like this movie took elements of past great movies such as The Empire Strikes Back of a similar tone and fused them together to make this masterpiece. Half of the characters die, including Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Winter Soldier, amongst many more, is just an amazing concept. Most to all of the characters that died when Thanos wiped out half of the universe after getting all of the stones is a great way to end the movie. It makes a good ending for the 10 years of the MCU, but it also marked the first time a villain properly won in the MCU. I'm not really counting Captain America Civil War because the villain didn't necessarily win then. He sort of did, but not in the traditional sense of the word win. Just off the top of my head, I can't think of any other proper time the villain actually won. The ending also leads on to Avengers 4 from the post-credit scene with Nick Fury's death as he's calling Captain Marvel to Earth's heroes, being devastated by the effects that this loss has had on them. The best part of the ending was Farmer Thanos, or he was most likely in the Soul Stone, but I'm keeping that as Farmer Thanos until we get a proper answer in Avengers 4. Also, the humour didn't kill any scenes like some MCU movies do, which I was very thankful for, and it was very good humour, it was very enjoyable to watch on screen. And how they all acted together made the movie feel a little bit more real, but also humorous at the same time. But now, onto the negatives about this movie. I felt that the CGI was lacking majorly in some parts, but this was usually when things were in the background, however, like such as Bruce Banner in the Hulkbuster at the very, very end, and at the very start when Thanos kills Heimdall and Loki and takes off his helmet. There is a frame or two cut out and his movement just seems really strange and unrealistic. It is in the trailers and I thought they just would have fixed this for the final cut, but they didn't, and every time I just watch it it's really annoying, it just grates on my nerves. The writing was slightly inconsistent in this movie with Thanos' Black Order as well. Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive got defeated quite easily by Black Widow, Falcon, and Captain America. Then, at the end, they both turned into these opposite characters in terms of fighting ability. Corvus Glaive was able to take on a lot of Wakandan soldiers at once, and then Shuri, but then again, once Corvus Glaive got Vision involved, it didn't go too well. And Proxima Midnight was able to take on Black Widow and Okoye at once. This could be answered, but I'm not going to go into that in this video, and probably for a future video. Cull Obsidian was how I expected him to be, a big disappointment just like he is in the comics. Ebony Maw was overpowered in the New York fight scene, but then died pretty easily by a plan created by, I quote, a boy that has seen more movies than you. Other than those complaints, I really enjoyed this movie and went in expecting it to be good and came out with awesome Russo brother-esque fight scenes from Thor, which was even better than I expected, and other characters had their moments to shine as well. This movie also had great compelling character moments for Thanos and all of the hero characters. For me, this movie was near perfect, and like I said at the start, my favourite movie of all time at the present moment. Now, I know I give the following score a lot, and I somewhat regret it, as there's things I would have changed in both the Spider-Man Homecoming review and the Last Jedi review. But for this movie, I think it is definitely appropriate. I rate this movie a 9 out of 10, and I wish I could rate it higher, but I just can't from the problems I talked about just before. And that brings us to the end of yet another video. If you did like this video, make sure to like this video and comment your thoughts and opinions on this review and this movie, or just any other future video suggestions. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with new videos coming out every Wednesday and Sunday. And with that said, I'll see you guys next video. Bye.